Political hatred is on the rise. We see it in the news, on social media, and even in our own families. Each election cycle seems to bring more division and animosity. This hatred can manifest as anger, disgust, and even violence. It is driven by a fundamental belief that our side is right and the other side is wrong. This belief in our own righteousness is deeply ingrained. It is part of what makes us human. However, when it comes to politics, this righteous certainty can be dangerous. It can blind us to the humanity of those who disagree with us. We begin to see our political opponents as enemies, not fellow citizens. This polarization is harmful to our society. It makes it difficult to have productive conversations about important issues. It erodes trust and cooperation, and it can lead to violence and unrest. If we want to heal our divisions, we need to find a way to bridge this gap in understanding. One way to bridge this gap is to understand how our brains work. We often think of our brains as objective observers of reality. We believe that what we see, hear, and experience is an accurate reflection of the world around us. However, this is an illusion. Our brains are not passive observers. They are active interpreters. They take in sensory information and then construct a model of the world based on that information. This model is influenced by our beliefs, experiences, and biases. It is a subjective reality, not an objective one. Optical illusions demonstrate this point clearly. When we look at an optical illusion, we see something that is not actually there. Our brains are tricked by the way the image is presented. This is because our brains are constantly trying to make sense of the world around us, even when the information we receive is incomplete or ambiguous. This same process of interpretation and construction applies to our political beliefs. We are bombarded with information from a variety of sources: news media, social media, politicians, and our own social networks. This information is often contradictory, incomplete, and biased. Our brains try to make sense of this information overload by filtering it through our existing beliefs and biases. This can lead to a phenomenon known as political Paridolia. Paridolia is the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in random or vague stimuli. For example, seeing a face in a cloud or hearing a message in white noise. In the political realm, Paridolia manifests as seeing evidence for our existing beliefs, even when that evidence is weak or non-existent. For example, someone who believes that the 2020 election was stolen might interpret any news story that casts doubt on the election results as confirmation of their belief, even if the story is later debunked. Understanding optical illusions and Paridolia can help us to be more humble about our own political beliefs. It reminds us that our perceptions are not always accurate reflections of reality. Our brains are constantly constructing and interpreting the world around us, and this process is influenced by our biases. Recognizing this can help us to be more open-minded to different perspectives. It can help us to see that those who disagree with us are not necessarily evil or stupid. They may simply be interpreting the world through a different lens. By understanding the limits of our own perception, we can begin to bridge the political divide. We can start to have more productive conversations based on empathy and understanding, and we can work together to find solutions to the challenges facing our society.